Is OnePlus 12 the best smartphone of the year? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Puya, your honest tech reviewer, and in today's video we're gonna be talking about the new OnePlus 12. I guess my Uber just arrived. Give me 1 second.
What's inside of this? I just locked myself out of the house. So, while we're waiting, let me see what's inside of the box at least. Huh. There's nothing inside of it. Let's get back to the OnePlus video.
First up, let's talk about the design and the build quality. When it comes to the build quality, you get stainless steel edges on the side and a matte velvet finish on the back. I assume it's glass on the back, but it has a really smooth texture to it, which feels really nice, but also it scared the hell out of me that I might drop this phone any second because it feels too smooth and it feels slippery in the hand. So I immediately had to put a case on it. When it comes to color options, you get a green, a black, a white. The one that I purchased has this beautiful patterns on the back, and in the camera module you get these sparkles, which shows how much attention to detail OnePlus has put into the smartphone. And nowadays you don't get that with the big names like Samsung and Apple, and they're just trying to copy each other with a titanium gray color, while OnePlus on the other hand has created a beautiful phone with a different texture and different patterns and colors, which I appreciated because everyone is copying each other while OnePlus is doing a new thing, and I love it. Talking about that camera module, at the first sight I thought it has 4 cameras, but then when you look closely, it's more of a symmetrical thing that they have done. The fourth hole, it's for the flash module. The phone technically has 3 cameras and the sensors and the flash modules in the fourth one, which makes it look symmetrical and decent. Now let's talk about the display of this phone. OnePlus is claiming a lot of big numbers, and I'm gonna tell you the honest facts about all these things. But before that, let's talk about the specs for all the nerds like me. So you get a 6.8-inch AMOLED display with Quad HD Plus resolution, which gives you a sharp and contrasty and colorful display. Just like any other flagship, uses an LTPO technology, which means that your refresh rate goes from 1 to 120 Hz depending on what you're doing, which allows you to consume less battery. One thing that I hate about this display, and a lot of people seem to like it in my comment section, is curved displays. I do not like it because of 2 factors. One of them, it's a gimmick. Second of all, you cannot find a proper screen protector for this, so you're stuck with a plastic on it. Thanks to OnePlus at least installing one out of the box, but still, I do not like it because you can crack this easily. They are saying that it has the Gorilla Victus 2, but still, even if you have the Gorilla Victus 20, I'm pretty sure you still can break it. Now that all the basic stuff is out of the way, let's talk about the juicy stuff that OnePlus is throwing out. But the question is that, are they delivering what they're promising? Oh, it's a hit or miss. And let me talk about the brightness first. In the past year, there's a trend of companies talking about the brightness of their displays. And it started, I think, with the Pixel 8 Pro with the 2400 nits peak brightness. Then you got the Samsung S24 Ultra with 2600 nits brightness. Apple was not part of it because they literally just copy pasted a 14 Pro Max display with 2000 nits. And then you got OnePlus with a 4500 nits of brightness. And this is the part that most of the reviewers on TikTok and YouTube are not talking about because unfortunately they're paid, and this one is my money, so I'm gonna tell you the truth. In order for you to reach that 4500 nits brightness, apparently you need to watch a certain type of content with HDR plus and stuff on it, but I personally couldn't find that content. Look, in my opinion, sometimes it's brighter when you're watching movies compared to my S24 Ultra, but under direct sunlight, the S24 Ultra is still the king of brightness. If you look at the fine prints on the OnePlus website, they say under direct sunlight, this phone only achieves 1600 nits of brightness. I don't know if I should call it false advertising or marketing, but that 4,500 nits brightness is fake. Sometimes this phone is brighter than the Samsung in some contents, but overall the Samsung S24 series is the real king of brightness. Another feature of this display is called Aqua Touch. So basically this technology should make your display be usable under rain or small droplets on your phone. The rain should not start calling your ex on your behalf, but no, it's not that useful. Like, as you can see in this little video that I did my scientific testing, the S24 Ultra seemed to be performing better or the same as the OnePlus 12. So it's another rumor or marketing for this technology. I didn't see any difference between the 24 Ultra and this phone with the Aqua Touch technology. One thing that I want to give credit to, and this one, unfortunately, I cannot see it with my own eyes, but I could feel it, or I don't know, maybe it's placebo. This phone has an ultra anti-flicker technology, which means that this phone is refreshing at 2160 Hz compared to the 480 and the 240 Hz of Apple. And you can watch Mr. Who's the Boss, he explains it way better than me. But basically what it means that in low light scenarios and high brightness scenarios, this display is refreshing at a better rate, which is better for your eyes. Yeah, so that one is a thumbs up from me. It's good and it's great for your eyes. Now let's talk about the processor and the battery life. Just like any other flagship phone, this phone has the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, which is fast, it's powerful, it's great for your gaming, it gives you ray tracing. You get 16 gigs of LPDDR5 RAM. I'm looking at my little screen right there because it has a lot of letters in it. Basically what it means is that your multitasking, it's going to be smooth, it's going to be snappy. That was exactly my experience in the past month with this phone. The combination of Oxygen OS, which is a copy paste of Color OS from Oppo, the Snapdragon, and that 16 gigs of RAM made this phone to be one of the smoothest Android phones in the market. It's close to stock Android, but with neat features from OnePlus and Oppo combined, so it gives you an amazing Android experience. And this is coming from an Apple fanboy. I like the Android of this phone, while I do not like the Android of S24 Ultra. So when it comes to the performance and when it comes to the Android of this phone, it gets a big thumbs up from me. Talking about the battery life, as the new generation would say, GAT. This phone has a 5400 milliamp battery, which is insane. It will last you sometimes up to 2 days of battery life. You got a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, you got LTPO display, and also a new cooling chamber, which is designed for gamers. So when it comes to battery life, thumbs up. And as you know, Oppo and all those Asian companies love to have fast charging on their phones, and OnePlus is one of them. You would get 100-watt cable charging and a 50-watt wireless charging. This is the part that, again, your paid reviewers are not telling you. If you use a different brand, even if it's 100 watt and if you have the proper cable, it will not deliver 100 watts. So when it comes to cable charging, you get around 25 watt, and when it comes to wireless charging, you get around 10 to 15 watt. Be careful about those numbers that these manufacturers throw out, because you get a USB-C to USB-A Super WOOC charging, and my power bank uses USB-C to USB-C, so it's basically useless for me on the go. It's a thumbs up and a thumbs down because you basically have to use their chargers only, and yeah, it's good and bad at the same time. Now let's talk about the camera. You get a 50 megapixel wide camera, a 3x 64 megapixel that gives you a 6x telephoto by cropping on that 64 megapixel sensor, and a 48 megapixel ultra wide camera. You might say that these specs are really familiar, and that's because they're exactly a copy paste from the Find N3 or the OnePlus Open. I guess they had to cheap out somewhere, because when you compare this to the new Find X7 Ultra, which is the new flagship from Oppo, that has a real 4-camera system with the new 1-inch Sony sensor on it. Not saying that it's a bad camera, but it's not competing with the likes of S24 Ultra and the likes of Pixel 8 Pro. When it comes to portrait shots, this has the Hasselblad portrait, which I love from my Find 3. It separates the background and foreground properly, and it gives your skin a little bit of smoothness, which I need to look younger, which is an amazing thing. When it comes to the zoom, 120x is a full-on gimmick. 120x looks horrible, it's full-on processed with AI, and anything after 20 or 30 doesn't look good. But 6x and also 10x, 20x, they look beautiful. I don't know what happened with the video quality on this phone, but the video, it's and it has that Android feel to it. Android feel from 5 years ago. There's a little bit of a jitter and shakiness when you walk. In my opinion, at the moment, the best video camera on a smartphone is the S24 Ultra and the iPhone, but it's okay video, so don't expect much out of it. What are my overall thoughts on this phone? I would say it's a great bargain for the price that it is. It's apparently around 750 USD. In America, I bought it for 800 and something because I bought it through Amazon. Would I recommend it over an S24 Ultra? It really depends. What do you want to use the phone for? Do you want to spend less? Sure, get it. It's a great mini flagship phone. But if you want the better display, the better camera, AI features, the S24 Ultra is the better phone. Same goes with the Pixel 8 Pro. What would be my rating for this phone? I know I gave 7.5 for the S24 Ultra, but right now it's like an 8.2 because they did a lot of software updates and they're fixing their issues with it. I would give this phone a 7.1. It's okay, and I guess the price is the part that makes me recommend it to you guys. But be really careful about all the things that they're promoting and promising, because it might disappoint some people because they're buying it because of those big numbers that OnePlus is throwing at. Hope you enjoyed my review. My name is Puya. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. I really want to quit my 9 to 5, so please subscribe. And let me know in the comment, would you be buying this phone or would you be buying a different phone? And are you excited about the Nothing 2A? Make sure you stay tuned because that's the next video. Until the next video, ciao. Please subscribe. Whoever stayed till the end of the video, you're the MVP, man. You're the MVP, man. I love you. Why are you still here? The video has ended. I don't have anything else to say.